beautiful, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having an amazing, marvelous, and magnificent day. My name is TatiV, and if you're a true crime lover like me, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share this video with someone that may enjoy this type of content. Sorry y'all, my heat just got on, so background noise, that's what it is. I forgot to turn it off so I can record. But anywho, shout out to the first comment winner, Jessica Adams. Shout out to you for being the first comment winner, and if any of you would like to be featured in one of my future videos, just comment down below being the first one to comment, and you can be featured in one of my future uploads. So, well, first off, a happy new year. I hope you guys had a happy new year. I hope you guys have goals and visions and things that you want to accomplish this year. It's like January 6th, so I don't know if it's too late to say happy new year. I don't think so, so happy new year. So today's video, as you can see by the title, the US just executed the first openly transgender person ever. And I had to do a video on this ASAP. So we're gonna talk about that today. Sit back, relax, grab a snack, some water, some wine, anything that warms your heart, and enjoy some crime time. Warning, this video may contain details of graphic content. This channel is for mature audiences only. Some viewers might find this disturbing. In 2002, 25-year-old Scott McLaughlin and 45-year-old Beverly Gunther met and eventually formed a romantic relationship. They lived together for a few months. Shortly after the relationship began to grow sour, Scott would become more possessive and controlling. Throughout the day, Scott would call and even show up at Beverly's place of employment. Beverly's younger brother, Al, stated that Beverly planned a get-together in 2003 so her family could finally meet Scott. At the get-together, Scott walked right past Al without saying a word, and Al described Scott as being manipulative, controlling, very abusive physically and mentally. Their relationship ended in the spring of 2003, even though they continued seeing one another. On October 27th, 2003, Scott was arrested and charged with burglarizing Beverly's home. He insisted that he was collecting a few more things that was left in the home. This prompted Beverly to put an order of protection against Scott. In her victim impact statement, she stated that he threatened her and her friends and showed up at her job and watched everything that she did. On November 20th, 2003, Scott drove to Beverly's workplace and waited until she left her office. He forced Beverly to the ground. He inappropriately touched her, stabbed her repeatedly. He dragged her body back to his vehicle and dumped it in St. Louis near the banks of the Mississippi River. When he returned back to the car, he discovered he had a flat tire, so he slept in the car overnight. The next day, Scott was arrested at a hospital in St. Charles. He was taken to the hospital by a friend to treat his increased hyperactivity and nervousness. I wonder why he was so nervous. When police searched his car, they discovered he bleached the interior and cut large chunks of fabric from the back seat. Beverly's blood was still found in his car, and he was charged with first-degree murder, forcible rape, and 2 counts of armed criminal action. During the trial, Scott's abusive and troubled childhood was brought up. He was adopted and jumped from his father was an alcoholic, blah, blah, blah. It's the same old story with these murderers. Just because you had an unfortunate childhood, that doesn't give anyone a pass to take anyone out of this world. After a 4-day trial, the jury were in agreement that Scott did murder Beverly, but it was a hung jury, so the decision was up to Judge Stephen Goldman, and he decided to sentence Scott to death. When Judge Stephen Goldman read his statement, he stated, quote, "I think that Beverly Gunther lived at the end a tortured life, and she died a tortured death, and it was at your hands. You made her worst fears come true when you killed her," end quote. Throughout the years while in prison, Scott transitioned from a man into a woman. In 2018, while being incarcerated at Potosi Correctional Center, another inmate there named Jessica Hickling won a landmark lawsuit that allowed transgender incarcerated people in Missouri to have access to gender-affirming care. I just have to add this. Jessica Hickling came to prison when she was 16 years old. Her birth name was James, but she transitioned while incarcerated. She spent 26 years in prison. 26, guys. She was released in 2022 at 42 years old. She has been in prison since September of 1995. Jessica Hickling was introduced to Scott, who by this time was fully transitioned into Amber. Jessica was going to be Amber's mentor. This is when the public was introduced to Scott as Amber. Beverly's brother Al has something to say about Scott's transition. He stated that he was bothered by the fact people were now focused on Scott's identity instead of the bigger picture, which was the fact that his sister was murdered. He continues saying he doesn't want to belittle anyone, but he feels as though Scott's transition was a ploy. Jessica expressed her support in sparing Amber's life. She stated, quote, "At the end of the day, whatever mistake Amber had made, it does not warrant taking her life. We can't set the example of retributive killings," end quote. Amber's attorneys fought to overturn her death sentence into life in prison due to her sentence being handed down to the trial judge. Amber's attorneys wrote a letter to Governor Mike Parson stating, quote, "McLaughlin's trial jury did not recommend the death penalty. It was imposed by the trial judge," end quote. They responded, "Only Missouri and Indiana will allow a trial judge to impose the death penalty after a jury deadlock." In 2016, a judge overturned McLaughlin's death sentence, changing it to life in prison. Unfortunately, in 2021, a 3-judge panel in the U.S. Court of Appeals revoked that decision and restored the death penalty. On September 19th, the Missouri Supreme Court issued a warrant of execution of Scott McLaughlin. Amber's supporters fought for her until the very end. Attorneys and even her past teachers brought up every reason on why she shouldn't be executed. Her supporters had a petition circulating around the internet to stop the execution of Amber, and it stated why she should not be executed. It had almost 6,000 signatures and their goal was to reach 6,400 signatures. Prior to her sentence, Missouri Governor Mike Parson released a statement stating, quote, "Ms. Gunther's family and loved ones deserve peace. The state of Missouri will carry out McLaughlin's sentence according to the court order and deliver justice," end quote. And on Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023, 49-year-old Scott McLaughlin, aka Amber, was scheduled to be executed at 6 p.m. the morning of January 3rd, 2023. She was served her final meal of a cheeseburger, french fries, a strawberry milkshake, and peanut M&Ms. Her final moments were spent in a small white room in the state's Eastern Reception and Diagnostic Corrections Center. Sitting alongside of her was a spiritual advisor named Lauren, who sat by her side during the execution. Lauren spoke and sang to her as the 5 milligram of liquid death was being administered into her. Amber breathed heavily a few times before taking her last breath, and she was pronounced dead. At 6:51 p.m. during the execution, Amber's supporters were outside protesting for her life to be spared. Amber wrote a final statement stating, quote, "I am sorry for what I did. I am a loving and caring person," end quote.